2 months ago, I played Street Fighter 6 for the first time. This week, I finally ranked up to Gold with my chosen character, Cammy. I've learned a lot in that time period, but today, I just have 4 lessons that I learned climbing from Rookie to Gold. The first lesson that I've learned climbing up to Gold is that the game is not determined by any one round. I mean, sure, maybe if you both take a round, then the last round, yes, does determine the game, but if you're in the first round of a game and you perfect your opponent, that does not mean that you're going to win. And that goes the other way as well. If you get absolutely destroyed in the first round and nothing that you're doing works, nothing hits, that's okay. You can still come back. You can still figure it out. Maybe they perfect you and you just feel down, but nobody's perfect for long. So maybe somebody will have a great round, but the chances that they're going to have as good a round the next time are low. They're going to make mistakes. You are going to make mistakes. And I think learning not to put too much importance in any one round has been pretty big for me, and not psyching myself out either by feeling like I'm on top of the world and I can absolutely destroy somebody, or by feeling like I can't possibly beat somebody because they did so well in the first round against me. So yeah, no game is determined by one round, and no set of games is determined by any one game. You can always change the tides for better or worse. Along those lines, lesson number 2 is low health is not equal to no health. Oftentimes in a round, I will find myself with just a tiny sliver of health left. And in those situations, it can be pretty easy to mess up and to take a hit and the round's over. And if so, that's it. It's fine. It's not a big deal. But I used to psych myself out a lot more when I was in these situations, and now I have come to realize that there is always room for a comeback. You can always find a way. And that's one of the coolest things about fighting games that I'm learning as a part of learning Street Fighter and fighting games in general, is just that it's very exciting that at any given moment you could do something incredible. You could go off, you could essentially perfect your opponent with that sliver of health and make a comeback. It also goes the other way though, in knowing that even if your opponent has just the tiniest little sliver of health left, they still need to be respected, and you need to understand that you can't just start throwing dumb moves out, because you will just be giving them all the opportunities that they're looking for a comeback. So low health is not equal to no health. Just because somebody's almost dead does not mean that they are actually dead. There's a big difference. Lesson number 3 is maybe more of a technical lesson for Street Fighter specifically, but that is down back is greater than mash. Now, if you are unfamiliar with Street Fighter, down back is your defensive crouch. It blocks a vast majority of what can get thrown at you as far as attacks. There are some attacks that can break through it, sure, but it really will block most of what anybody will throw at you. And when I say mashing, I mean just tapping the jab button or the light kick button, just mashing a button so that you can try and hit somebody. When I started playing Street Fighter, I don't know, it's like my caveman brain understood the basic concepts. I have health bar, they have health bar, I make health bar go down. I press button, health bar go down. Like that was how I understood it, right? I wanted to beat them, and in order to beat them, I was going to have to hit them, so you just want to hit buttons. You just want to press buttons all the time. And in actuality, that's a really good way to make your own health bar go down, by leaving yourself vulnerable to everything that they want to throw at you and making yourself super punishable all the time. And so I have learned over the course of plenty of hours now of trial and error and failures and successes that taking the time to just defend for a little bit and look for opportunities in block strings and in combos to fight back and to take that punch is way, way, way more valuable than trying to throw a punch that you're never going to land, because they're just going to hit you and then you'll be sad and have no health and lose the game. But it's a hard lesson to learn, because naturally you just want to throw out moves. You want to be doing things. You don't want to be the one that's getting stuck in the corner or getting pushed back or getting drive rushed in on, but it really does pay dividends to just slow down a little bit and block some attacks. The fourth and final lesson for today is that there are 99 seconds on the clock, not 15. In every round, it starts with 99 seconds on the clock. And remarkably, in so many rounds, it's over before there's even like 90 seconds left on the clock, just because that's the pace that the game is played at. And while I find myself often trying to throw out moves, and a lot of times you're just bashing at each other, trying to just get whatever offense you can, it is important to remember that they give you a timer for a reason, and you can use all of that time. There's a whole bunch of ways too that the time can be used, and that's where I think the game gets super interesting, is in, maybe I take a good enough life lead from somebody and then I just back up because I don't need to go hurt them anymore. I'm already gonna win the round if they don't do anything, right? And that's even true kind of at the very beginning of the game when you're on equal terms. If I don't do anything, yeah, I guess it would draw. And obviously you don't want to just sit for 99 seconds, actually. Like, eventually somebody needs to make a move, right? But if I'm the more patient player, I'm giving my opponent more opportunities to make mistakes that I can capitalize on. Now, learning to capitalize on those mistakes is a whole other ball game that I am still working on. I'm just a gold player, and I am not perfect at the game by any means. Street Fighter is hard, and getting the inputs right is really hard for me. I'm still learning. But when I'm willing to take a step back and actually slow down and take more time, I am finding way, way, way more success. Because it gives me time to learn how people are trying to play against me, what moves they're trying to use. It gives me chances to throw out moves in reaction to what they're doing, and it pays off almost every time, honestly. Those are 4 lessons that I've learned in the last 2 months of playing Street Fighter. I'm not perfect at applying these lessons all the time, but I do think that they're pretty valuable, and I'm doing my best to implement these lessons in my gameplay every single day when I play. If you made it this far in the video, you want to do me a favor and just go click that like button, because that would really help it to get a couple more viewers. It helps the algorithm to pay attention to me and be nice. Otherwise, I'd love it if you subscribed, or if you kept on watching and clicked on another video when it pops up here at the end. Thanks. Question is, which of us has more health? I couldn't tell you. Well, it's her now. Rest assured. Shit. I was like, surely she won't call me on it twice. Well, maybe she will. Who'd have thunk?